Next section, I'll show you how you can create and send invoices and estimates. We'll start with the invoices. Just click on the invoices icon from the main screen, and this will bring us to the invoices screen. If we had invoices already set up, they'd be listed here, but we don't, so let's create a new one. I'm just going to click on the plus symbol in the top right hand corner, and this brings us to a page that will prompt us for more information. The first section is our client. If we click on this, we can create a new client, or we can enter a client that we've already got set up. Once that's selected, we can choose whether we're going to make our invoice for time-based services or for selling items to our customers. For the purposes of this demo, I'm going to select an item. If we click on this top item box, we can get a list of all of the items that we've created already, or we can create a new item. I'm going to click on our attack submarine. So here we can see the title, the attack submarine, as well as the description, the cost, and the quantity that we'd like to put on this invoice. After that, you can see the taxes and the subtotal so far. Once that's done, just click on Add Line. And there we go, we can see we have 2 attack submarines for $100. Now that's a deal. Underneath that, you have terms and notes. If you click on these, it'll open up a text box so that you can put in your information to your client. Don't forget to hit Done in the top right hand corner once that's done. And it's the same with the notes. If everything looks good, then you can continue down to the next section, which is your online payment options. If you click this, you'll see the various payment gateways that you've got set up. For the purposes of this demo, I'm going to select PayPal and Authorize.net. Once that's done, I'm just going to hit Done, and you notice that now the online payment tells me that I have 2 selected. If everything looks great, you can just click Save in the top right-hand corner, and you'll be given the option to send out your invoice, or, just like us, we're going to click More in the middle of the screen, check out a couple of other options. Here you can see the date of issue of the invoice number, a purchase order number if you'd like it, as well as an option to enter a discount. There we go. Once that's done, you'll see that you get your subtotal, the discount, any taxes that are available, and at the bottom, the total balance. If everything looks good, just click on Save in the top right-hand corner, and this will give us a couple of other options. We can now send our invoice by email, by snail mail, or we can view it as a PDF. In this case, I'm going to send it as an email. The next page gives us the customization of the message we'd like to send out to our client. We can see who we're sending it to with the email address, the subject, and the message that is the standard going out to all clients when they're receiving an invoice. Everything here looks great to me, so I'm just going to hit Send in the top right-hand corner, and this invoice, as we can see, has now been emailed off successfully to the client. Clicking in the top left-hand corner will return us to the list of invoices, and we can see our invoice here with its status as sent. If we click on this invoice, we'll be returned to it, and you'll notice at the bottom of the page you have a few more actions that are available. If we click that, we can see we can now enter a payment, view as a PDF, send as an email, send as snail mail, or delete the invoice. Luckily enough, our client has just paid us, so we're going to click the Enter Payment option. Here, you can instantly say if your invoice has been paid in full, or you can enter the amount yourself. I was lucky enough to get paid in full by my client, and then I can enter what type of payment it was. In this case, the client sent me a check, but there are a variety of different options that you do have. Once that's in there, you can click in the payment date and put in any notes, like a check number, for example. Don't forget to hit Done once that's ready, and then you can click Save in the top right-hand corner, and you'll notice that the status in the top left hand of the invoice now reads as paid. If we return to our invoice list, you can see the client, the invoice number, the amount, and the status now is paid. Again, if we click in the top left, we return to the main screen of the app, and we can look at how we can enter an estimate. To enter an estimate, you just want to swipe to the left to bring us to the next screen of the app. And here, you just click on the estimates icon. Again, it's showing no estimates currently listed within the app, so we need to click on the plus symbol in the top right-hand corner. And this looks surprisingly just like the invoice, and it is almost exactly the same. We select our client just as before. We can select our item. In this case, I'll choose a time-based task. Here we go. How about rescuing a head of state? We can see our description, the rate, and then the number of hours we can select here. There we go. Once that's done, you just hit next. And we have the option to add taxes. And again, we can see our total, $100 an hour for 8 hours. Everything looks great, so we're just going to hit the Add Line button. There we go. So we can see our client, we can see the lines that we've entered, and we can add more lines if we need to, just using the green Add Items icon right there. Underneath that, we have our two text boxes, one for terms and one for notes, and underneath that, the option to add more information. This is exactly the same information that you'd have on the invoice, and once everything looks good, you just click Save in the top right-hand corner. You will next be given the option if you want to send your estimate by email or snail mail. There's no snail mail option in this one because I have not entered an address for your client. If you'd like to do this, you can just return to the client screen and enter an address for the client. There we go. I'm going to send this by email, and we can see that we're given a preview screen again. Who it's being sent to, the subject of this email is going to the client, as well as the message that will appear. If everything looks good, just click on Send in the top right-hand corner, and there we go. We can see the email was sent successfully. In the top left-hand corner now, you can see the sent status has been applied. And if we click the back button, we can now see that we've got a listing of our estimates that has been sent to our client with the amount and the status of the estimate. Clicking the back button again will bring us back to the main page of the app.